Oh, hi. I clicked the live button and I instantly forgot that I did it. I got to do this. Oh, hold on. Oh, yes. Yes. There's this. I'm going to tell the story in the podcast. I'll save it for the podcast.
Yes, yes, what do you want?
Let's see. Are you live? You are. BR. My brain's really pushing it. Hello, people watching live. We will be starting shortly, I promise. I've taken precautions to save the live stream this week. Expert precautions. Top-notch security. Probably not even going to come downstairs this week. I want this. I want this. I want this. I want this. That's good. The cat is not locked away, but I have taken precautions. You are too big. You go there. You go there. Okay. You're not happy with that? Your drink?
No, I like this stuff. It's I wish it was easier to find because it's like this whole bottle. There's only 12 grams of sugar. Whereas, like, you know, your average bottle of Snapple has like 4 times that much.
Yes, it does have a lot. That's true.
So yeah, there's Incos and Honest Tea are the only like 2 teas I can find that have like, you know, a reasonable amount of sugar.
I only have had one Honest Tea that I didn't like, but I don't remember which one it was. I got to give them another try.
I've had their green tea, their peach tea, and and their half tea, half lemonade.
Yeah, I got to try one of those. Oh, it's time to start. I was looking at the screen and I'm like, something is missing. It was the actual thing to record the podcast. All right, well, I guess we're starting. Oh, I was just about to click it. Pushing it to the limit. Drink. I thought one of those was vinegar. I'm dying out here. I'm dying. Let me get this for you.
Oh, fuck.
Whoa, we're live. Yikes. Yowzers. What's the matter? Oh, did you push yourself too hard?
Are you sore?
There's a
I'm not
surprise.
sore at all. I'm just dehydrated, which will probably make me sore later.
Well, drink your bottles of vinegar and it'll be good.
Well, I can only hope.
What'd you say?
I can only hope.
I thought you said, oh, I'm going to live. I'm gonna live.
I'm gonna live, guys.
All right, let's start this show. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo podcast, episode 626, the Boofalent podcast.
You want me to read about
The
him?
Boofalent.
Or
I have it right here if you want me to read about it so you can drink.
no. I'll read.
Okay, take it.
The
Take it.
Boofalent. Oh, I like him. Is a bovine Pokemon with a large dark afro on its head, 2 large curving horns, each with golden growths resembling rings protrude from the afro.
I know.
It has a shaggy brown hide that ends at its knees and does not cover its face. A large gray nose sits at the end of its short beige snout.
I know.
And its yellow eyes
Beige.
are part. Am I good?
God help me.
So help me God, yellow.
No, no, you don't have boogers. Do you
Partially
want
hidden
boogers?
by its hair. There are black tear markings directly below its eyes. It's been in jail. Each of its beige legs has a single gray hoof, and its tail ends in a stubby tuft of fur. A territorial Pokemon, it will headbutt anyone who attempts to invade its territory. However, in the anime, it has been known not to attack those with an afro hairstyle. Protected by its afro, which absorbs damage, its headbutts are strong enough
That's
to
why
derail
people-
a train. Please let me finish. And send it flying.
Mom, Ray, can you
Boofalont
tell us about Boofalont? please?
Boofalont is a bovine Pokemon.
Don't do it.
Is the only known Pokemon to learn Head Charge. It's a normal type Pokemon. It's number 626. Its abilities include Reckless or Sap Sipper. Its hidden ability is Soundproof, 50-50 male to female ratio,
Sap
5 feet
Sipper.
tall,
Sap
208
Sipper.
pounds.
Lint liquor.
So it looks like a buffalo.
Yeah, it
You
does.
don't want to touch me.
Buffalo with an afro.
It's bad.
One finger.
So much.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
Sure thing.
Thank you.
Hi, Kirby. Hi, Mom Brain. How are you guys?
Great.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me do this then. Hello, the Name King Clown and Rachel and the Aloe Wolf and Liquid
Hi,
Metal
Rachel.
and Turquoise and It's a Trap and the Genius of Battle and Andy and Purr and Dylen.
Dylan.
Dylan. And Matthew and ZX Billy and Ben and Toady Bloister. I've had this beard for a long time, my friend. And Robert. Let me move over.
Bob.
And Swedish Galaxy and Mr. Kapow and Giant Reggie and T27 Duck and Do and Cedar and Bacon Bits and Twisted End and whoever else I didn't see and whoever else is joining in. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. It's good to see all of you.
Appreciate you.
So, last week we had a major malfunction and lost the whole live stream of the podcast because Mom Brain wasn't here to protect the live stream from the cat. So, this week, even though she is here,
Excuse me.
I have taken extra precautions. It's super security, as you can see right here. The important
house roof?
tidbits. Can you see this on camera? A little bit. The important tidbits have been protected by the Full House box set roof. It is completely firm, no access points, cannot get in there.
He's probably just going to lay down on top of it.
That's fine. That's what it's there for.
Okay.
The cat is around. I have seen him. He did make his presence known. Somebody else that was watching the live stream caught him. Yes, Matthew, this is a cat trap, as one might say.
Cat trap.
A cat trap. So we're protected. Okay. There is a new episode of Parents Play recorded, but I can't show it to you yet. And I can't tell you why I can't show it to you other than saying it's a game you're not allowed to see yet. It's a game you know about. I'm just not allowed to show it yet because of embargo details. I'll get more into that later, kind of. But there is a new Parents Play. I wish I could show it with you because it's a fantastic episode. Hello, Andy the Zombie. I haven't even started editing it yet, but I was laughing a lot while we were recording, so I'm excited to share it with you. I wish I could do it right now, but I can't. Also, our friends at RetroBit sent over, this is the RES Plus. This plays NES games. If you still have NES games and you're looking for a new way to play them on the television, you can do that with the RE. Let me do this because the goddamn light downstairs doesn't work.
I tried to fix it, but
Ah, look at that. The RES Plus. There you go. Now we're talking. So yeah, it plays actual NES
Now
cartridges.
you're playing with power.
So if you have NES cartridges or you're getting into collecting them, you can pick this up. It has, you know, what is it? I always get them screwed up. Composite, because that composites the image together.
Top
Yes.
of the line.
Composite out, but it also has HDMI out, which is the important part. And, you know, some retro aficionados will be disgusted that it has HDMI, because that means people are probably going to put it out to LCD and LED and plasma TVs where it's going to look, you know, worse. Better than the original image by a lot, obviously, but worse than if you were using it on an old CRT or something like that, an old tube TV. But that option's there for convenience. So we've been playing DuckTales because screw Capcom. We don't need your Disney Afternoon Collection on the Switch. We can play the original stuff here. So we've been playing this. Kirby was actually around when we were playing it for a bit, and your brother was playing too. And here's the other thing. So it uses the original controller ports for the NES. So if you have original NES controllers, you can use those to play this. But it also comes with its own controllers, 2 wired controllers it comes with. And they look pretty much like the NES controller as far as design goes. The only real difference is they have the A and B buttons askew a little bit. Instead of being, you know, parallel to each other, they're a little bit askew. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. But honestly,
I mean, that's how it was on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, no issues at all. I didn't have any problems with it. And to tell you the truth, I really like this controller a lot. Like, it's very sturdy. It feels well built.
What do the buttons feel like?
I mean, you can feel them. They feel nice. Like they're convex. Are the original NES convex or concave? I don't remember.
I would have said concave.
I thought so too. But yeah, it's honestly a really nice controller. I've gotten a few of these clones. I have one sitting over there at the TV that come with their own controllers, and I'm like, they're not real. You know, in a pinch you'd use them, but I'm using the regular. Yeah, I'm using the regular NES controllers. But with this, honestly, I've been playing with this controller, and I legitimately like it. It, like I said, it feels solid. The D-pad is really good. It's got you know, a little like divot in the center for your thumb to slide into. But and the start and select buttons are rubber, just like they are on the actual NES controller. I really like it. I'm honestly super impressed. And now that I have the clone, I had one downstairs because that's where we have all the old school games. I'm going to keep this one up in my main game room just for when I want to play stuff up there. So I'm going to do an actual video review on this. I just got it. And thanks to the Retro Bit guys for sending it our way. But first impressions have been really good. I'm super impressed. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I don't have any complaints. I think the output is 720p. I don't think it does 1080p, but you know, still leagues beyond what the actual NES did. And yes, you get audio and video through the HDMI. So, and yeah, if you're looking for a way to play NES cartridges, that's a great idea. It's called the RES Plus. You can look that up. It's a retro bit system. They've done a whole bunch of stuff in the past. I think this one is out now. I'm not sure yet, but I think it's out. Hello, Xiao. Xiao wants to know how the controller tastes. It looks delicious. I mean, it does look delicious. It doesn't taste bad. Doesn't taste bad. That's going to be in my review. Well, now you have to taste all the video game related stuff because it could taste bad. So yeah, I'm going to have more on that later. The only game I've played on it is DuckTales so far, and it played fine. Like, it played, the emulation is great. There was maybe one part in one song that I felt was a little bit off from what the original was, but you know, it's because I'm a weirdo and I really noticed that stuff. It wasn't any big deal at all. But yeah, plays good. I really like it. So I will have more on that later. Let me think. Is there anything else that is... I don't think so. I think that's it. All right. Let's get into some regular news. Oh, crap. All right. Anytime you want, iPad. So, I don't know.
Give it a chance. It's old.
It's really not that old.
No, For an iPad, it
in
is.
like internet years.
Remember when we were using the first generation iPad?
Mm.
Now that was old when we were using it. So data miners have been pouring through Splatoon 2 to find a to find a whole bunch of information. You know, they're always looking for what's new in there, what we haven't seen yet, what could be coming down the pipeline. And they found a whole bunch of details, which I'm going to read you right now. So if you consider this stuff spoiler, because obviously Nintendo hasn't talked about it yet, but it's coming our way. If you consider it spoiler, just bow out for like a couple minutes and come back. All right. So in this data mine, they found incomplete files for revamped versions of the Kelp Dome and the Black Belly Skate Park. They also found additional maps named Line and Tunnel, which are in development. Obviously, those are not going to be the final names. There's placeholder images for maps revealed in the Nintendo Direct, and they're named Kawa and Pillars. So maps that we have seen but haven't been released yet are fully detailed. Nintendo is including testing versions of Shifty Station in the updates. Devs are currently testing new Salmon Run stages too, with the internal names of Shake House and 3 Points. So as of right now, there's
What
two
happened?
Salmon Run levels, and apparently they have 2 more in the works. Grisco brand weapons are in the works, including a blaster, a charger, and a brella. So as you know, if you're playing Splatoon 2, Grisco is the company that sends you out on Salmon Run runs. And it seems like they're going to have their own weapon brand, perhaps, for the main game. What was known as the player's gender from the original Splatoon has now been replaced by a parameter called player type. So there's another parameter called player type that shares same values as model type. And the possible values for these parameters are Squid Girl, Squid Boy, and Octoling. There's an additional value named Octo Boy. So it seems like they're, you know, last time we talked about all this Octoling stuff, playable Octolings, and that was all part of the discussion for the original Splatoon, but that never actually happened. So I don't know if it's going to happen this time around or not. There's a new weapon type called the Squeezer in development. Let me tell you about it. This is the actual blurb that was data mined on the Squeezer. The Squeezer is a new type of semi-auto shooter where one trigger pull equals 1 ink shot. Holding down ZR won't provide a steady stream of ink, but spamming the trigger will give you rapid fire with a damage output you'll dig. Set up a splash wall to protect your team, then head for the front lines. The semi-auto style is a great way to control your ink use. Put even far-off foes on notice with the Stingray Special. If you've got confidence in your aim, give this single shot set a try. I kind of like that. Kind of like that a lot. There's also a different variant called the Foil Squeezer. We took a squeezer, slapped the manufacturer's logo on it, and the Foil Squeezer was born. Boom! The main weapon has the action of the original Squeezer, but now it comes with splat bombs. So flush them out, then take care of them. Then take careful aim. Blow up the front lines with the Bubble Blower Special. Then charge in your team and take out the opposition. It's a fairly aggressive set, but the main weapon requires steady aim, making it suited for veteran battlers. So there you go. There's a look at some of the stuff that is being worked on for Splatoon 2. Turbo K, or Turbox, says, playable Octolings in the future? Yeah, here we go again. It's happening all over. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen, but there are things in that data mine that indicate to some people that Octolings will be playable at some point. More data mining, but this time for ARMS. So people poured through the most recent update, and they found data for characters that we don't know of yet. So every character has like its development code name, and all these are in the list. And then there's other ones that are in the list that don't tie up to characters that we know of. We know that more characters are coming. We just don't know who they are. And something else happened this week with a tweet that ties into this. So I'm not going to go through the names of characters that we know already. I'll give you one example. Hare is the name of one character, and that was the development name for Twintel. So now here's the ones that are in the listing for characters but don't have a character associated with them yet. Chain, Coil, Plant, Robo, Scroll, Sumo, Surprise, Sweet. Now, some of these might have been other working names for characters that did come out or we already know of, but we're unsure. And then there's other ones that don't make any sense at all because they don't really relate to any characters. There's one in this list, Plant, that goes in nicely with something that happened on Twitter later in the week after this data mine came out. Nintendo sent out one of their tweets of like behind the scenes info on Splatoon or on ARMS and like the lore of the game. And in one of the images is like a big bush, but if you turn up the brightness on this image, you can see that there's a pair of glowing eyes in the bush, and there's some kind of like weird vine that doesn't go along with the rest of the bush. So if there is a plant-related character, like this data mine says, this image would certainly seem to indicate that. So this data mine might be onto something. Adam says, one of these better be a pirate. Ninjara's presence demands it. Well, that's true. There is a ninja. We need a pirate now. I feel like the ninja versus pirate battle has fallen out of favor, though. I feel like people don't really talk about that anymore. Yes, Name King Clown. That's a good point to bring up. Names like Chain could relate to Ninjara, and names like Robo could relate to Bite and Bark. This is very true, although they could relate to other characters as well. Ninjara would be chain related because his arms are chain link arms, basically. And Robo would be robot because Bite and Bark are robots. But yeah, so things like Plant, for example, don't tie into any other characters. So that would seem to indicate a new one on the way. Shao says 7 out of 8. Too much bush.
Whoa.
Too much bush in ARMS.
High score.
Yeah, it is a good score. ARMS producer, Mr. Yabuki. Oh, hello. Would you like to do something?
Hi, Beanie Boy.
You can't do it. Where was he? He's like 1,000,000 degrees.
He was sitting at the sliding glass door when I came in.
So Mr. Yabuki did a sit-down interview with Kayane TV. He talked to Miss Kayane about all things ARMS, but he also talked about his love of Street Fighter. He's a big Street Fighter fan. And he knows fans have been asking for a Street Fighter character to appear in ARMS because it makes too much sense. What character would that be, Mombreen?
I don't know.
Name one Street Fighter character.
Raiden.
That's the wrong franchise.
No, I get them. It's like Burt Reynolds and whatever his name is.
Burt Reynolds is also not in Street Fighter as much as I like that.
Street Fighter and what's the other
Mortal
one?
Kombat
They all,
is Raiden.
I get them all.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who is it? Biff and Buff?
What?
What is it? The one that has the weird boy names? Two weird boys.
Oh,
Double Dragon?
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Bimmy and Jimmy?
Bimmy and Jimmy, that's it.
Kirby, can you guess the character from Street Fighter that people think would be a good fit for ARMS?
I already saw like the screenshot. So
Never mind.
Can I answer?
Go ahead.
All right, it's Dhalsim.
Yes.
Or Dhalsim.
Dhalsim's arms
I didn't even know that was a
stretch
word.
out. Well, it's not a word; it's a name. And his legs stretch, I believe, too.
Because he is a yoga master.
He is
A
of
yogi?
Yoga Flame and
Yes.
Yoga Fire.
Wow.
So he was asked
I
about the
feel
potential
like Yoga
for
Flame once in a while.
Dhalsim appearing in ARMS, and here's what he said. As a child, I lived the Street Fighter 2 boom, and I assume that if I make video games now, it is thanks to this game. But don't expect to see Dhalsim in ARMS. The thought of it gives me shivers. There's so much to take into consideration, and it makes me somewhat scared. I respect Street Fighter too much. I would be afraid to misshape it and give it a bad image. And I bet I know what the fans are going to say. They're going to say, don't worry. Capcom did that on their own with Street Fighter V. That's my guess. Let's see. Cassidy has the first comment, and Cassidy says, he quotes Mr. Yabuki, where Mr. Yabuki says, I respect Street Fighter too much. I would be afraid to misshape it and give it a bad image. And Cassidy says, I mean, Capcom already beat you to it. There you go. There you go. I haven't really gotten into the 3D Street Fighter games, and I know it's not really 3D. You know, it's still side view.
I played the 3DS version.
Yeah, I played some of that.
That was about it.
But like the 3D one I played the most, I guess, was EX. It was Street Fighter EX, which was 1,000,000 years ago. I don't know. I just didn't really play 4, and I haven't touched 5 at all. So I'm not the one to tell you why Sorry, Bacon Bits. I'm not the one to tell you why fans are so upset about Street Fighter V. It's just I know they've been quite annoyed with it for a while now. And I believe ARMS has already outsold Street Fighter V, which is kind of crazy because it's a new fighting franchise versus one that's been around for a very long time. But yeah, fans are not happy with it. Rachel says, I haven't played Street Fighter since what? I haven't played Street Fighter since 2 Turbo on the Super Nintendo. Yeah, that was a long time ago. And Per Person says, Hitmonlee is for legs, but Hitmonchan is better for arms. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to add in any Pokemon in that game, since Pokemon have their own fighting game.
What about Machamp?
Nobody talks about Machamp. Andy says, I've never played a Street Fighter game. Well, you can get them on, like, I don't think there's a system that exists that doesn't have Street Fighter. I mean, even the NES had Street Fighter 20, whatever it was, 2010.
Well, that's not really it.
Oh, it is.
Sure.
Capcom made it, and it's called Street Fighter.
And there's a guy named Ken.
I would love for somebody to play that one and be like, this is the game everybody really likes. I've never played that. I should change that. Zelda Breath of the Wild has a new update available. It's update 1.3.1. Mom Brain, how's Zelda going for you? Good?
I haven't played in forever.
I don't wanna upset you, but summer is coming to an end.
I know.
Your summer, anyway.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, I mean, like, summer ends differently for you because you're a teacher.
Summer vacation.
Yeah, vacation.
Summer vacation.
Here's what version 1.3.1 does. They fixed the issue in the Pack 1 DLC, in which defeating certain enemies for Kilton was not counted toward completion when playing in Master Mode. So they fixed that. And here's the real deal. This is the big thing. In-game items can now be obtained from launching software from certain articles distributed through the news channel. So this is the news channel on the Switch. You can actually go in there, and there's a specific section for Zelda Breath of the Wild. And you can read the tips from the wild section, and this will allow you to redeem items in the actual game. You don't have to pay money. So you just go into this section and you get free items like meat or arrows or whatever it may be. That distribution channel opened up on August 9th and is going on right now. We don't know how long it's going to be around for, but it's an easy thing to pop into and get some free items. They want you to know that depending on your game progress and location, certain items may not be obtainable. So depending on where you are in the game, you might not be able to take some of the stuff. And there's also various fixes to improve gameplay. So a really interesting idea. It's a cool way to get people to check out the news channel. Plus, it's a way of distributing content that we've never even seen before or never even considered. Shadowbuster says, this is big news with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exclamation points. Well, I hope you enjoyed Shadowbuster because you can go check it out yourself right now. Your Schiller made this a top story, so I'm going to read it to you. Mom Brain.
Yes, dear.
Yokai Watch Busters 2 is currently in development. It's a sequel to Yokai Watch Busters, which has not released outside of Japan. But there's a sequel in the works, and just today they confirmed that it's coming to 3DS. So, your Schiller wants you to know that's a top story. I don't think you... Well, let's see if you care. Yokai Watch isn't too popular here. Nicholas Camp says, really hope they bring over the first Busters. I enjoyed the limited mode in Yokai Watch 2 and would love another helping. Well, there you go. I'm sorry. That guy cares. So I hope it comes over as well. Also announced this week is the Samus Edition new 3DS XL, and it is gorgeous. So if you were like, why is Nintendo doing the new 2DS XL? That's garbage. Well, now you have this new 3DS XL with Samus on it. The top half is reddish, orangish, with Samus doing her best HBK impression. She's in like the HBK pose minus the flexed arm. It's HBK.
Yeah, it is.
And the bottom is is golden with the Samus logo on it. So if you're looking for a new 3D, if you're looking for a new 3DS XL, you can pick that up on September 15th. It's very pretty. It's very nice. But I was saying on the site, it's one of those things where I'm like, wow, that thing looks really nice. I am too afraid to use it. Like I'd buy it and put it on a shelf or something. Orangish is a word, Rachel, because I said it. That's why it's yes. HBK stands for Horny Burger King. That's right. Master of Monster says, I need it. Lots. Is it coming to Europe? I really hope it will. I have wanted a Metroid 3DS forever. And yes, it is coming to Europe. So you will have your option to buy it over there. So congratulations. You're finally getting something you want. A whole bunch of footage of Metroid Samus Returns also came out this week. And new details on the difficulty modes in Metroid Samus Returns. So there's been some discussion about how the amiibo unlock different difficulties in the game, and some people are upset about what you get for the amiibo and think the content should be in the game already without you having to spend another, what, $15 on 2 amiibo or something like that. So here is the breakdown. Standard mode. You don't need any game. You don't need any amiibo to enjoy that. Obviously, you just buy the game. But the game also includes a hard mode that doesn't require any amiibo either. So you can enjoy the hard mode without purchasing extra items.
I like to enjoy the hard mode.
Yes. Now there's also fusion mode. Now fusion mode you do need the amiibo for, and according to Nintendo, it's even harder than hard mode. And obviously, fusion mode includes the fusion suit for Samus. So if you want anything fusion related, your only option is to go with the amiibo. And you guys gave this a +1 rating overall. So that means there was a very intense battle in the ratings. Al's Gaming Stuff says, "Why can't Samus super kick?" I don't know. I mean, HBK can do it.
Why can't Metroid super kick?
That's right. Heisenberg says, "Good to hear. That's the best way to do something like that." Well, there's one happy person, surprisingly. I'm not even going to wade into the rest of the comments because I know they're not going to be pretty. What all this? Oh, yeah, Mon Brain, I showed you this because I was so excited about it. The Nintendo World Championships are coming back. They're doing another one. They did one a couple of years ago at E3, and now they're doing another one for 2017. And screw E3, this one's in New York City. So we got to go to it, baby. Now there's qualifiers, obviously, and the qualifiers are at Best Buy. And when do the qualifiers start? They start on August 19th. So select Best Buy stores around the country will host qualifying events in 8. And what will you be playing to qualify? You'll be playing Mario Kart 7. So you'll be playing the 3DS Mario Kart game. There's various age groups of play. There's 12 and younger, so they'll have their own bracket. There's also 13 and older. So 2 brackets for you to get in on. So if you're 13 or older, you have a very wide range of competitors you're going to have to take on. Also, Nintendo wants you to know if you visit these events at Best Buy locations, you'll be able to try out demo versions of Super Mario Odyssey and Metroid Samus Returns. You'll be so you won't have to just stand in line and wait to compete. You can get in some demos of new games. You'll also be able to use your My Nintendo QR code at any qualifier event location to receive 100 platinum points. And you'll also get a My Nintendo pin if you're one of the first 200 people to check in each day.
Whoa.
I know, right?
Collector's item. So
the qualifiers go on, and then eventually the actual World Championships will be held in New York City. Okay, all right, I'll do it. Best Buy locations that are hosting the qualifier events: Bronx, New York; San Jose, California; Torrance, California; Evanston, Illinois; Dallas, Texas; Richfield, Minnesota; Hialeah, Florida; Hialeah, Florida; Tukwila, Washington. There's all your participating locations. Tickets to attend the final event in New York will be limited. Details on ticket availability and distribution will be shared in the coming weeks. So hang in there. You can't just waltz into the final event and check out the championships because you live close. You're going to need a ticket. Mom Brain, we are going to this.
Okay.
It's going to be fantastic. I was so upset I missed out on the first one. Now we can go to this and check it out.
But we don't know, like, specifically where in the city it's going to be doing.
Yeah, we do. It's like...
I'm guessing it's like somewhere right in Manhattan.
Sure. I forget. If you go to the site, it tells you. Jumpman FR says, yeah, right. For Nintendo, world means only the U.S.
Well, you could come to the U.S.
It's
Love
not.
to have you.
It's
Unless,
not
of course,
world
our president doesn't want you here.
It's not the Nintendo World Championships. It's the Nintendo World Championships. Like the world of Nintendo.
So only citizens of the world of Nintendo were allowed.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, Kirby gets it. Show your identification for the world of Nintendo, please. Your My Nintendo account. That's it. We're not doing that. And stop with that. Why you do? Oh my God, that sounded real rough.
That's okay. It does that like every day.
That's okay. I'm dying. No.
My bones are.
My leg.
My bones are breaking apart. Very slowly.
You need Boniva. That's what it is.
Oh.
If you just drink 8 bottles of Boniva a day, you'll have nice strong bones.
Sure
Hello,
Boniva's
Rocket
a
and
pill.
Burner Cheese.
Boniva is
Oh,
the
is
pill
it?
that Raw Meat's grandmother takes.
What's
once a
the
month.
drink then?
Is there a drink?
Might be.
For
once
better
a month
bones,
on
yeah.
the first day of the month, and she waits all month for that day. Is it time for my Boniva? And
Maybe it's just really delicious.
Well, here's the thing: when you take a Boniva, you're not allowed to lay down for like a certain amount of time afterwards. Isn't that crazy?
Because it's growing your bones.
Turn you into stone.
Stone, yeah, like
Become a stone.
Game of
nana.
Thrones, yeah. Stone Nana.
Gives you the grayscale.
I'm a
ARMS
stone nana.
version 2.1 is now available. Here's it does a whole bunch of stuff. All the characters were tweaked a little bit, and you can get a full breakdown of how they were tweaked. For example, Master Mummy, the only character anyone should care about, has an increased dash speed and increased movement speed when jumping. So every character got some tweaks. You can read all that. There's also been tweaks to some of the arms as well. For example, the Blorb. Why is it so small? The Blorb, they have corrected odd behavior that occurred when a rush attack connected with an opponent that was not targeted. And then there's other tweaks like they moved training to the top menu. They added 5 exercises to training and added difficulty level indications. They also adjusted the way rush gauge fills, decreasing the amount gained for punches that do not connect with the opponent. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in there, a whole bunch of jazz to get jazzed about. Let's see if you guys like it. First comment comes from Colma, and Colma says, "Trained Bark to get up quicker." Adorable. That is something that has happened. So the robot Bark can now recover faster. Master Mummy for the win, says the Aloe Wolf. That's right. That's right. Al says it's all about that Min Min. Yeah, I mean, I like Min Min too. It's true. And the next patch for ARMS is going to include new character. So 1. And new arms. Oh, that's a mistake. So you're going to get even more content. Maybe this plant thing that we're all looking into and has been teased in this data mine will be the next character we get. I don't know. WesFX says, and stage, still loving this game. I don't know if there's going to be a new stage. We specifically know more arms and a new character. When that is revealed, I have no idea. Here's a surprise. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney is seeing release in North America and Europe. This is the first time ever for the game to officially, this is the first time ever the game's coming here officially. There's been fan translation stuff. This game came out on the DS in 2008, and they never brought it here, but now they are. It's only going to be eShop, so no retail option, but it is still very nice to see the game getting localized. Why now? I have no idea. It's going to come out November. It's coming out November, and it's going to be $20. So remember, eShop only. And yes, they are updating the game in some ways. It has upgraded 3D graphics. Yeah, they're doing like not any major tweaks, but they are tweaking it from the DS version. But more importantly, the series is getting some love here. Capcom at least gives us some hope that other entries that never got localized could see released here at some point. This is what a lot of people thought would happen when we got to the eShop and digital storefronts. We thought, oh, maybe companies will be more likely to localize stuff now because they won't have to work on retail packaging or find a partner to do any of that stuff. They can cut out a lot of the costs and just do localization for digital release. So that's what's going on right here. Hello, Andrew. Nicholas Camp says, awesome. Now, where is the great Ace Attorney, Capcom? Capcom? Yeah, I knew people. Well, you know, this Apollo Justice came out in 2008, and it's 2017, and we're getting it. So if you want the great Ace Attorney, you're going to have to wait, or you could potentially be waiting for a very long time. And I guess I can't say that it's not impossible because here we are talking about this one. So could happen. Might not happen. Might not.
Might not happen.
Over on Nintendo Europe's site, listings for GameCube games have been popping up. Now, our friend Nintendan says this has been happening for some time, and he says, don't think anything, Nintendon. Don't think about it. Not important. Doesn't mean anything. It's happened a whole bunch of times before. But every time something like this happens lately, people are like, GameCube's coming to the Switch, baby! So, you know, it is happening. These updates are happening. We don't know why. Maybe this is the time it's indicating something. But, for example, Nintendo Europe's site got listings for Doshin the Giant or Doshin the Giant on GameCube. It also got a listing for Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. So for some reason, there's GameCube game listings popping up over on Nintendo of Europe's official website. Why? We don't know. If you want to let it fuel your desire for a GameCube Virtual Console on the Switch, let it do that. Just be careful. Yeah, Gurgit goes into more discussion about how he says it's an SQL error. Something about migrating the database, and they had to re-input entries onto the site. I don't know. I don't know. Could be nothing. It could be something. Like I said, don't get your hopes up. But that's kind of hard to do because I know a lot of you are already hoping that that is coming to the Switch. So I guess keep your fingers crossed. North America. This week's downloads on the Wii U, the 3DS, and the Switch. What do we get? We got Flip Wars finally in North America. It's been available other places for quite some time now. But as of August 10th, it is available. Also available starting...
excuse me.
August 15th.
No! What's happening?
And probably all of these carbonated beverages.
Yeah, you really chugged that seltzer before.
Well, that seltzer was like a 2-day-old seltzer, so it was a little flat.
You know, the LA Beast did his newest video is about him.
He did one of the...
The LA Beast newest video is about him for burping for over 25 seconds.
I bet I could do better.
25 seconds is a really long time.
And I bet it's such a good, like...
And he says for him, the trick is laying down and then sitting up. I mean, I watched the video. It works for him.
I could probably do a lot of what the LA Beast
Hello,
does.
Canadian Rambo. No, you can't. Are you kidding me?
Give me an ice
The
cream
LA
challenge.
Beast. No.
Does he have an ice cream
The
challenge?
LA Beast doesn't have an ice cream challenge. He has like eating 10 cacti challenge and like
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
20 jars of mayo challenge.
Yeah, gross
You
stuff.
can't go, I can do LA Beast. Get me a pint of ice cream.
How many pints of ice cream do you think you could eat if
None.
you were hungry?
None pints of ice cream. Maybe one.
Yeah, one's my limit.
I could probably do like 5.
A, I don't believe you. B, I want to see it happen.
Don't you think a Jim Dandy is like 1 pint?
I don't know. A pint's a lot of ice cream.
It's really not.
You know, if you gave me 5 pints, but you melted all of them into like a giant drink, I think I could do it then. Like the act of like actually eating all of it, no. But if I was drinking it, yeah, I could do that. I think I could. I'd try it.
Well, no, I was gonna say after like
How many pints are in a gallon?
Well, there's 4 quarts in a gallon. I'm thinking of gallon guy. Quart. Are there 2
Andrew
8
says-
pints?
Andrew says, how many pints of ice cream could I eat? All of them.
All
of
the
the
pints.
pints.
Is that correct?
Sure. I don't know. Also coming out August 15th is
No, that's
Sonic
gotta be
Mania.
more.
Hey, we had a surprise launch on the Switch. it surprised me, even though I heard about it a week ago and I wasn't allowed to talk about it. I wanted to because I really think this is a game you should play. It was on the Wii U. It was on the 3DS. It was on the Vita. And now it's on the Switch. I think it's on the iPhone, too. Severed is available on the Switch. Surprise, out of nowhere. Not only a surprise announcement, a surprise release. It was like, hey, Severed's coming to the Switch. It's out right now. Go get it. Severed is only playable on the touch screen. You cannot play it on the TV. It is the second game only on the Switch that only functions in handheld mode. If you got it on the Wii U, you could watch it on TV, but you couldn't. You had to use the touchscreen of the gamepad to play. Severed is a fantastic game. It comes from people that made Guacamelee. It's kind of like, it's like a dungeon crawler mixed with Punch-Out and like Rage of the Gladiator, if you played that game, which was a lot of fun, which was also Punch-Out mixed with touchscreen controls. It's very cool, really unique art style, great soundtrack. I can't recommend it enough. If you missed it on all other platforms, get it on this one. It's fantastic. Also available is a demo version of Monster Hunter Stories. Wait, is this North America? Yeah. Monster Hunter Stories, that is the 3DS game. Now, if you're not into Monster Hunter games, don't think that Monster Hunter Stories isn't for you, because this is a different type of Monster Hunter game. It doesn't function like the other ones. It's more of a, it's more in the style of an action RPG. More traditional one anyway. And like I said, there's a free demo, so why not try that out? We don't want to do any of that. A whole bunch of stuff for Fire Emblem Heroes, login bonuses. There's also a sale to celebrate Kirby's 25th anniversary. Sales on classic games, on Wii U and 3DS as well. Also new this week, Phantom Trigger is on the Switch. Ironcast is on the Switch. Ironcast is like steampunk mechs that fight each other, but it's done through like a puzzle quest interface. Oh, okay. It's like a match. It's not a match 3 kind of thing. It kind of is, but it's not. 4. It's matching colors and icons and stuff, and they give you different abilities and stuff like that. Check it out. It's really cool. Troll and I is available on the Switch, which is a terrible game on PS4 and Xbox One, and now it's a terrible game on the Switch.
Is it about trolls?
Yeah, it's honestly about a troll and I.
Who's I?
I is you. I is me. The King of Fighters 2000 is available on Switch. That's the latest Neo Geo game. Rocket Fist is available, which I hear is quite fun, especially if you have multiplayer. Rayman Legends Definitive Edition's demo is hitting the Switch in North America on August 14th, so 2 more days. Elmanage Original, or I don't know if I'm supposed to say Elmanage or Elmanage, because neither of those are words to me. That's available on the 3DS. Soldier Blade is on the Wii U Virtual Console, and Final Soldier is on the Wii U Virtual Console. There's a lot of stuff that came out this week, especially on Switch. The Switch is bursting at the seams with eShop games, and by and large, the majority of the content is fantastic. So check out some of these games. Guy Bones says Sonic Mania funny, and then he shows a picture of Tails shaking, and then he also says funny how Flip Wars has top billing though. Yeah, because I don't believe Flip Wars is all that great of a game. I haven't played it myself, but my understanding is it's not that good. Our friends at Game Explain just put us some footage today if you want to check that out. Europe, what did Europe get? They got the Monster Hunter Stories demo as well. They also got Voxel Maker. Create 3D models of your own design. Voxels. What? Voxel models are made from 3D cubes and create a stylized blocky look, like 3D pixel art. Voxel Maker's fully featured model editor makes use of both buttons and touch controls, allowing you to cut, copy, and paste part of your model to move, rotate, or duplicate sections with ease, and more. The Kirby sales going on there too. Switch got Severed in Europe as well. Also Rocket Fist. Also Phantom Trigger. I really want to play Phantom Trigger. I have it on my Switch. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. Stan is losing control. The Phantom Realm brings arcane hexes into a pulsing neon reality where demons fight in packs and use every trick they have to break your defense. Throw spells and traps mid-combo. Ride the edge of control and chaos in this fresh take on action combat. You are your own worst enemy in Phantom Trigger. It looks really cool. King of Fighters 2000 in Europe. Iron Cast in Europe as well. Special offer on Graceful Explosion Machine, which is 30% off. And that's a fantastic game, so you should get that. Wii U got Ninja Spirit on the Virtual Console. That's a TurboGrafx 16 game. Another TurboGrafx 16 game. Victory Run is available on the Wii U Virtual Console. 3DS Theme Shop. Mom Brain!
Hello Kitty!
Hello Kitty is in 2 places in these themes.
Do you know
Can you
there's
guess?
a Hello Kitty store at Universal?
Whoa. Can you guess?
Hello Kitty School?
No. Good guess, though.
Hello Kitty Park?
No. Good guess. One more guess.
Hello Kitty Beach?
No. Another good guess. Hello Kitty is in space.
Whoa.
The description says Hello Kitty is enjoying space. That's it. And Hello Kitty is on a boat. Hello Kitty is sailing on a boat.
That's
there you go.
nice.
Mother effing boat.
And there's the Kirby 25th Anniversary theme as well. That features Kirby, Waddle Dee, Meta Knight, and King Dedede, and others as they appear in this lively theme to celebrate Kirby's 25th anniversary. I don't know how Waddle Dee got in there as like one of the main guys. Like King Dedede, sure. Kirby, yeah. Waddle. Why Waddle Dee? Why not Lolo, whatever they are?
Lolo and Lala.
But it's not low. I think it's like Lo and La La La.
Oh, right. To make them legally distinct from Lolo and Lala.
Even though Hal was involved with, I don't get
And
it.
they look exactly the same.
Entity says, semi off topic. I'm having problems deciding what game I should download this month. I can only choose one. Okay, 2 if one of them is cheap. Splatoon 2, Fate Extella, Tetris versus Puyo Puyo, or Disgaea 5. They all have stuff I really want. I don't know what he's trying to say. STH. They all have STH, and it's not like abbreviated or anything, just STH.
Is it capitalized?
No. Just a typo. Which one would I recommend? Oh, yeah. Well, if you're just going for replay value, I would choose Splatoon 2 or Tetris, Puyo Puyo Tetris, whatever it's called. Because you could play those forever, really. Tetris more than Splatoon 2, because eventually Splatoon 2's player base is going to die, but who gets tired of a round of Tetris? Speaking of that,
Not true.
I'm writing for Tetris.com. I was realizing this as I was saying it. That's not the point. My first article, I've written 10 already, but my first article for Tetris.com goes live this Wednesday.
Whoop, whoop.
I've seen it. I have to turn in my profile, my little discussion of who I am and my picture to go along with it. It's coming Wednesday. So get excited. It's about Tetris. Here's a hint. All of them are about Tetris. We're not doing that. Guess what was found in Super Mario Bros. 2 for the first time since launch? Super Mario Bros. 2. Yes, that Super Mario Bros. 2. Guess what was found?
A warp.
A new enemy. So there was some...
What? I mean...
There's some information from an old instruction booklet or a guide or something in Japan. Or it might even be like an old sheet from a magazine or something of a Shy Guy, a gray Shy Guy that didn't make it into the final game. He just isn't there. And all these years later, somebody was sifting through the game's data and they said, oh my God, the gray Shy Guy is in here. And they implemented him in the game. How is the gray Shy Guy different? He's smarter than the other ones.
Oh.
What?
He's slower, but he actually follows Mario. So wherever Mario goes, the Shy Guy turns to follow him.
Gotcha.
Smarter. Kind of scary. I said it's a little bit like It Follows, just without the sex stuff.
Right. Or not.
Or not. I don't know. That's true. Maybe Mario has to have sex with somebody to get the Shy Guy to follow them. I don't know. So that is available if you're into hacking games. Obviously, Nintendo doesn't want you to, but you can see footage of that Shy Guy if you'd like. It's pretty cool to think that all these years later, we found something new in the game. Ninjinister says, it's insane to think that we can still find hidden stuff that we don't know about before all these years later. I mean, obviously, we knew the gray guy was going to exist from the manual, but there was no telling if he was still in the data. He's there. Wobble Bobble gave me a bonus point for the It Follows reference. He thought it was a good reference. So I think so, too. I mean, they follow. It follows. But yeah, like I said, no sex. They decided to cut the sexual aspects of Super Mario Brothers 2 at a very early stage.
Imagine if they made a horror movie about Shy Guy.
They are pretty scary.
They are.
And at the end of the movie, he takes off his mask and you finally see what's there. It's just like,
Nothing.
well, according to the game itself, somebody poured through that data and it was just like a void. There was like a
That's
nothing.
what I figured.
That's what I picture.
That's scary. Nintendo's been hit with a lawsuit on the Switch, and that's how you know that the Switch is successful. When a Nintendo system gets hit with lawsuits, it's because it's doing well. It happened to the Wii. I don't think it happened to the Wii U. I can't remember a specific lawsuit. I could be wrong. I often am. But with the Switch, we already have a lawsuit. GameVice has a device called the WikiPad, which uses add-on controllers that are somewhat similar to Joy-Con. And they say Nintendo stole our idea. So now there's a lawsuit, and it's going to go to court. And Nintendo, as always, battles these tooth and nail and are always happy to put out a press release saying that they won the battle, and they will defend themselves vigorously in court. If this other company wins, what are they asking for? They want damages, so money. And they want a ban on Switch sales, which is what all the companies always want. So if GameVice somehow pulls this off, they're going to ban Switch sales. What's more likely? Nintendo goes to court and Nintendo wins, or Nintendo thinks they could be in trouble and they pay this company a settlement. One or the other, but the Switch isn't going to stop being sold. If you want to see the device that GameVice made and you're watching the video version of the podcast, there you go. There it is. Here you go, Kirby. That's the WikiPad.
Oh.
Here's the WikiPad. And somebody was like, yeah, didn't Nintendo make like a prototype for this thing before the Wii U came out? They like strapped two Joy-Con to a Wii U gamepad. It's a similar idea. It's true. So obviously that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, they should countersue.
Night Owl has the top-rated comment, and he's got the infamous gif of Jennifer Lawrence going, okay, and giving a thumbs up. If you haven't seen that, and you're watching the video version of the podcast, whoop, you can see it right there. Okay, thumbs up. Okay, thumbs up. Okay, thumbs up.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, you haven't? Well, now you have. Now you can use it for all your friends and family. And then finally, Nvidia has praised Nintendo for being a risk taker and an innovator. So Nvidia powers the Switch, and Nvidia had a great financial, I want to say quarter, maybe it wasn't a quarter, I don't remember what it was, financial report, but they beat estimates by like a good amount because they're doing a lot of great business in all areas, but obviously the Switch is playing into that. And during the conference call, Nvidia's CEO said, one major component of their success, is the Switch gaming console, and it's just doing incredibly well. I'm so happy for Nintendo because they're risk takers, they're innovators, they're not influenced by what other people do, and they're original thinkers. And I just love the way they invented the Switch and that, and the way they've taken it to market. I'm so happy for them, and it's doing really well. Yeah, he's happy. They're making money. But still, I agree with his sentiment. Virtual Faye says, of course, I'm going to read it just how he wrote it. Of course, one of the main component suppliers is happy. Switch is doing well. Happy winky face. He didn't type that, but.
Oh, okay.
Gambler died. He's gone.
Oh.
Gambler quit. Andrew Eisen, I also miss game politics. I just saw that you said that. When I go through my routine of like message boards and sites that I check throughout the day, I do it the same way every day, and I still maybe like a couple times a month accidentally type in game politics in the address bar, and I'm like, oh yeah, wait, that's gone. All right, that's your, what are we at here? Wow, pretty good. That's your top stories for the week, guys. We did it.
Top stories.
Did you do music?
Yeah. Yep.
Kirby, what have you been playing?
I didn't play anything this week.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Mom Brain, what have you been playing?
I didn't play anything.
Oh, okay. Thanks, guys.
Raw meat.
Yes.
Did you play anything this week?
This is great because I did play something and I can't talk about it.
Shoot.
Time for music.
No. Let me think if I played anything else.
Trying to answer Twitter questions.
I tried to play Splatoon 2 a few times, but we couldn't get everybody online together, which is sad. So I'm playing something, and I'm really excited about it, but I can't talk about it. And something completely unrelated, I love Sonic. I just felt like I should say that. Some would say I'm a maniac about Sonic. Also completely unrelated, my parents don't like Sonic. Do you get it?
See.
Do you get it? So I'll talk about the thing I can't talk about at a later date. Who knows what game that is? I'm trying to think of what else I did. You know what I didn't? So I had the intentions of playing Hellblade on PS4. Senua's whatever.
Oh yeah, I know the one.
I've been looking forward to that game for a long time. I like Ninja Theory's games, and that one looked really interesting to me. It looked like it had like a really deep like character development, and it was an interesting story. And I always appreciate when a company's not afraid to put a main character out there that's a female lead, like because I know there's still a lot of companies that are like, we can't do that. Like nobody's gonna buy a female-driven game. Yeah. Or are her boobs hanging out? Is she naked? Okay, we could do this. So I just like the idea of a character-driven game like that. Thank you, Andrew. That was subtle. So I was like, I'm going to play. I didn't know it came out now. Like, I saw reviews for it pop up this week, and I was like, oh, this is coming out soon. And then I was like, oh, wait, it's out now. And the reviews have been fantastic. Like, talking about Game of the Year contender and stuff like that. And as far as I know, it's not getting a retail release. It's just digital. Oh. And Ninja Theory, there's been a whole discussion a long time now about how, like, the mid-range game doesn't exist anymore. There's, like, AAA and there's indie. But the companies just can't exist anymore on, like, mid-range titles. You know, like, maybe things that don't get the level of a AAA promoted game and are certainly bigger than what your traditional indie game is. And that's definitely what Hellblade seems to be like. Like I said, fantastic reviews. I've been excited for it. So I was like, I'm going to go download it and play it tonight. And I went to download it, and it was like 11 gigs. So I had to wait a while. And then by the time I finished downloading, I had to work again. So I didn't get so I lit my time off. I spent downloading a game. So I have it. I just haven't started it yet. I also purchased the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, which I haven't played yet because I'm looking to play that with a friend. Oh, I was going to say, this is really interesting. So while I was waiting for Hellblade to download, I was like, well, I'm going to clean up my game room, which is now a mess again, and I have to do again. But I was like, let me get everything set up right, and I want to set things how they used to be because the room was a little bit of a mess. So I did that, and I was like, I got the TV in there, so I wanted to watch something while I was doing it instead of just watching the download bar for this game. So I went to the YouTube channel, I think it's called, who do fantastic content. They really deserve a bigger following than they have. Their level of quality is so high, and they do so much research and put so much hard work into the stuff they create. Go check out their YouTube channel. It's fantastic. I've been following them for a long time. So I went to their channel to see what's new, and they had a whole documentary about the making of Night Trap, with an interview with like one of the actual developers. And I learned, because Night Trap now I think is out again. They're doing a limited physical release of it. Plus, you can get it digitally on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. It's like the revamped version of the game, and it has. There's been other re-releases throughout the years that have better quality video, but this one has like the actual like. This was shot on film back in the day. They have that it's not the actual master, but it's the next best thing. Because I'll get into that in a second. But it's the best quality version of Night Trap's video that you're ever.
It's a Freudian slip right there.
Night Trap's video that you're ever going to see. Like the quality is much, much, much better. Yeah, Night Trap isn't the best quality game as far as a gameplay experience, but it will forever hold a place in my heart because it was an important part and an important time in the game industry, and it led to the creation, at least partially led to the creation of the ESRB and all that. And at the time, yes, it was doing something new for games because we were used to pixels and stuff like that, and this was full motion video. So yeah, I can still enjoy it now for how cheesy it is, and just to go through it for fun and laughs, and also to show like younger people in my family, like, look, video games were like this at one point, and they're like, what? And in the interview or in the documentary, they talk about how kids today play like Five Nights at Freddy's, and the two games share some similarities, without a doubt. But yeah, it's a really interesting documentary, and you find out like work on Night Trap began in like '86.
Oh my god!
Like really early, and it was going to be put out by Hasbro. Like,
oh, you know what?
Night Trap?
Yeah, they did a whole thing about how Hasbro.
Yeah, they were going to come out with their own. Their own like FMV type.
Yeah,
system.
Hasbro wanted like a piece of the video game pie because they were seeing that video games were like coming back and becoming popular. So the people that worked on it wasn't Night Trap yet. They were. It was like the technology, and they did another game.
Yeah, I was reading. They were supposed to be making like they were developing like a Mad Max game.
Yeah.
But then like Hasbro apparently didn't know how violent the Mad Max films were. Yeah. So then it was canceled, I guess.
The company that did Night Trap had another game before it that actually came out. I forget what it's called, but Hasbro was so interested in the technology that they were like, yeah, let's do this, and gave them a whole bunch of money. And they had like a whole bunch of ideas that they were working on, and Night Trap went through a whole bunch of different phases before it became Night Trap. And the augurs in Night Trap, as we know them now, were originally vampires. And Hasbro had this thing about how you couldn't show specific types of violence.
Right.
I forget what the term was called, but it was violence that kids could reenact. And they were afraid kids were going to start biting each other.
They do.
So they told the company, Hasbro told them,
they don't suck blood.
Hasbro told them, can you turn this into something else? Can they be doing something else instead of biting each other? So they became like vampires that couldn't bite. Blah, blah, blah. So then it eventually became the thing that's in the game, which is like a collar that they put on people where they pull a trigger and like a drill comes into their neck and sucks out blood. And Hasbro was like, yeah, that's okay. And the guy in the interview was like, what we put in the game was so much more violent than the biting of someone's neck. But Hasbro's like, yeah, this is great.
And like kids like know what vampire, like, you know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
Like to create this device that you put around your neck is scarier than like kids aren't really afraid of it. I mean, they might be, but mostly they're not afraid of vampires. They see them as like a fictional, like a thing. They don't think they're real.
So eventually Hasbro was like, all right, because I think they said they spent something like $300,000 on making Night Trap, and Hasbro was like, this is too expensive. We got to get out. They said, we're not going to do it. Like, it's just too much. So Hasbro had Night Trap for a long time, and it wasn't coming out. And then the Sega CD came out, and the people that worked on Night Trap were like, this is something that could actually handle Night Trap. So they Bro. And
Just came on.
no one, I've never, ever.
Oh.
Am I still live? It literally said, what did it say? The connection has ended because
I don't know. I couldn't see.
something? The protection was here. Well, I guess they say they can hear me. They hear you, but no video.
Oh, no.
Well, it's like a real podcast. I don't know what I could try restarting the camera if you guys can hear me. Turn camera off. Turn camera on. All right, I restarted the camera. Can you see the camera? You'll need a few seconds. How weird. Like the internet's going. Everything's fine here. Maybe YouTube had a problem. It's YouTube's fault. Not my fault.
Okay. Whatever you say.
Well, oh, it's back. I fixed it. I fixed it.
YouTube fixed it.
I know I fixed it.
Oh.
YouTube broke it. I fixed it.
I see.
Man, that's crazy. Well, now, I wonder what the video is going to be like when I end the broadcast. I wonder if it's still going to be all one video. Well, hi, guys. Welcome back. We're still talking about Night Trap. Oh, you could hear me anyway. So yeah, it was really interesting. You should watch the whole documentary. It's like, it's less than a half hour. It's like 25 minutes or something like that. But very important, at the end, they say they're making a Night Trap 2. Like they're working on it now. And they're saying because, you know, they're going like all out, like, you know, high def and all different kinds of like branching paths and stuff like that. So, one of the original guys, I don't know who else is involved with it, but one of the main original guys is still working on it, which is really cool to see. Super interesting documentary. And this is still related to Nintendo because the company said they planned on bringing the game to Switch, but Nintendo said no because they have this thing where they're like, they don't want like old games or games that are coming out on other systems over or like flooding the Switch in its first year. They want people to see that it has newer content. And yes, there are plenty of ports on the eShop for Switch, without a doubt, but it's of newer stuff, more recent stuff. And Night Trap obviously isn't too old. But I think Night Trap deserves to be there. I would love to have Night Trap finally on a Nintendo system. And the developers aren't saying it's never going to happen. They're just saying it's not happening right now. So it could happen. So yeah. I think that's it as far as what I played. I played the thing I can't talk about, and I wanted to play Splatoon 2, and we couldn't get things lined up.
Maybe today. Maybe
today's the day, sure. All right, let's do some music.
Where's the speaker?
Well, that's a great question. I got no idea.
You want me to try it without?
No. Where would the speaker be?
Well, I don't fucking know.
You want to check the wicker basket, please?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
Whatevs.
I never even thought of it. Like, I got no idea where it would be. We didn't use it for anything, did we?
Well, I didn't use it for anything. It's not in here.
Where would that speaker be?
I don't think I used it for anything.
No, I can't. Oh, here it is. I guess it was just in there. Found it. Hated it.
All right, so just give me a moment.
Perfect game this week. I can feel it. I feel it.
I'm not sure about that.
Dude, oh my God, yes, Shao. Thank you for saying that. What? I did play. You can continue. I did play something this week. I played Chicken Wiggle.
Oh,
I forgot. That's terrible. Jules is going to be like, boy, he doesn't even...
music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
Jules is going to be like, he doesn't even remember that he played it. It feels like it was weeks ago. I played Chicken Wiggle. That's a 3DS game coming from Jules Watcham, friend of the site. No longer a Renegade Kid. It is a TUI. And this is, as far as I know, Atui's first release on the 3DS. So it's Chicken Wiggle. Yeah, you play as a chicken with the little worm. And it's a lot of fun. You go through platforming stages, and you avoid spikes, and you use the little worm guy to connect to blocks or the ceiling or whatever. So you use it kind of like a whip, and it like connects to something and pulls you across. And you also use it to hit switches and stuff like that. It's a really fun platformer. And one of the coolest parts about it is you get a level creator in it, just like Super Mario Maker. So you create levels in the, well, it's only on 3DS. You create levels and then you upload them to a server and people can download and play them on the 3DS. And there's all kinds of things to edit your levels with, just like Super Mario Maker. Editor works really well. It's a lot of fun. I've been talking with Jules about doing something where now this is just preliminary discussion, but we're discussing doing something where we will have a contest on GoNintendo where you will create levels for Chicken Wiggle, and then him and I will look at your created levels and see which one we like the best or which two we like the best. And those levels will win a spot in the featured levels list on Chicken Wiggle. So like editor's choice levels or like, you know, creator's choice levels, you'll get a little something on there and people will be like, hey, this level's really good and approved by Jules himself. So that's something we're discussing doing. Obviously, you guys would have to play the game and create levels for that to happen. But I think that's a cool idea. I've been working on creating my own level. I just, you know, like, boy, this sucks. And then I started over again, but I'm trying. So yeah, look forward to that one. It's a lot of fun. You know, it's as far as platformers go, it's pretty standard. You just move around, jump. The whip mechanic is unique, but then there's like power-ups like the ability to fly, and there's a hard hat that you can get that lets you break any block, so you kind of carve your own path. It reminded me of like SteamWorld did. Yes, of course.
Oh my
yes.
God.
Yes, of course, definitely. There's a lot of power-ups, and I'm having trouble. Oh, there's fast shoes to run through a level and make you jump further.
Hen? What color is the hen?
I want to say he's yellow.
It's not a he, it's a she if it's a hen.
She's yellow. He's a chicken.
There's no he. I mean, it's a rooster.
Chicken. It's chicken. What is it, chicken or fish?
Chicken or fish?
I'll have the fish. No, I'm asking. Chicken or fish? So yeah, look forward to that. It's fun. I like it. It's great. How similar is Chicken Wiggle to Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix? Says Shao. I think I would not similar at all, but they are both video games, so they're similar in that way. All right, let's do some music.
Okay. First song comes to us from Andy the Zombie.
10 out of 10. Yeah, I know this. I know it and I don't know why. All right, it's NES. Okay. Oh my God, why did I know it? I really know it.
Why you know it?
No.
I know you've heard it on the show.
Not sing along.
It's not Silver Surfer. Is it a Dizzy game?
Nope.
McKids. Oh, is it licensed?
Yep.
Oh, I knew it. X-Men.
No.
I said 10 out of 10. I don't want to lose on the first one, especially a song that I know.
Oh, is it like a Spider-Man game?
Can we come back to it later?
No.
Next song comes from Becca.
Songs like that one, I don't know why. Whoa, can I have a system, please?
Yes.
Sprung rabbits. Sprung. The first party?
No.
Is it Sega?
No.
Why do I know this? Is it franchise?
Yes.
Took a long time to answer that. I don't mean licensed. I mean, is it a
There's more
franchise?
than one.
Yes. Like still around now?
I don't think so. But I don't know.
Tamagotchi. It's a puzzle game?
Huh.
Is the other one Jurassic Park?
Yes.
Go on! Alright, skip this one. We'll go back to this later. I know
Next
it.
song comes to us from The Sacred Wolf.
Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze?
Yes.
Woo!
Praise the Lord. All right.
PTL.
Next one comes from Naka.
Alright, it's a Mario Kart. Super Mario 3D World.
Yes.
Let it go a little bit. Okay. It's a good song.
Next song comes from Jet. G-A.
Focus all attacks. Sonic something.
No.
Ah, damn it. Extreme G.
No.
That's drum and bass, man. Oh boy, what is this? It's real bad.
Really irritating.
Biggity Buck Bumble.
No.
Is this N64? What is this?
Neo Geo / Switch.
Oh no.
Oh, fudge.
Neo Turf Masters.
No.
King of Fighters.
No.
Oh, here goes our perfect, because I'm not getting this. Is it a fighting game? Blazing Angels. That's what it is.
Fatal Fury.
No.
So I know some of the Neo Geo games on Switch, but the names aren't coming to me. Something about samurais or ninjas. All right, go ahead. We all know. Metal Slug.
Shock Troopers.
Oh, okay.
Next song comes from Wired, who at
The boyhood dream is over.
At the time of submitting this song, will have been listening to the podcast for 12 years.
Whoa! Sounds like a late stage bad Capcom. It needs a little more for me to say it's Capcom.
You might not get
We're not
it.
getting more. This is all we're getting, really.
I don't know.
Is this NES?
Yeah.
Barbie.
No.
Mega Man.
No. Please guess it soon, because I can't listen. Right?
You could probably just turn it off.
I mean, I think it's a 14-minute situation.
Really?
God.
Wait. Oh, maybe it's all the songs. Maybe this is the whole soundtrack. Yeah, skip a little more.
This is kind of annoying.
I don't think you're gonna get this.
Is it a Bugs Bunny game?
No.
City Connection.
No.
Mappy.
No.
Sounds like one of those stupid old arcade games. Is it?
I can't imagine you playing.
Go ahead. I want to blow my brains out.
Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Oh my god.
They made a game about
This
that?
one comes from B. Mori. Come on now.
Alright, I gotta guess it's Super Nintendo.
No, I don't think so.
N64?
No.
We're in portable territory.
Yeah.
Well, it could be DS.
I think it might be, but let me double check.
Sounds like it could be like
Yeah, I think it's DS.
an Ace Attorney game.
It's not.
Is it Capcom?
No.
First party?
No.
Yeah? I can't place this for a first party franchise. This is strange for first party. It's not Mario. It's not Metroid. It's not Zelda. I don't think it's Kirby. Alright, so is it Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Black and White.
No.
Black and White 2.
No.
Pearl.
No.
Puzzle.
No.
Oh. They're in,
No.
Mystery Dungeon?
No.
they're in balloons.
Mm-mm.
Pokemon! Regular DS?
I think so.
Pokemon.
Pretty sure you played it.
And it's not a mystery dungeon. It's not a mainline Pokemon game. It's like a spin-off.
Pokemon. Blah 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 blah. Oh my god.
I'm trying. I don't want to give up another point. Okay, I know it's Pokemon. I'm trying to think of what else was on DS that's Pokemon really. Oh, Troze?
No.
Ah, thought I had it. What was Diamond and Pearl? I don't remember.
Wasn't Diamond and Pearl.
I'm not
Is it a color and a color?
Yeah. Kinda.
So, oh, you're acting weird. It's gotta be Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Woo! Thank God for your weird reaction.
This one comes from Firequackers.
Boy, right on to the next one. Turn it up, please. I know what series, I'm not sure which one. Speakers hurting. It has lyrics if you listen to the official version. Yeah. I don't remember all the lyrics, but I can give you some of them when they come in. I don't know what they're saying after like the first lyric, but there's lyrics. See if anybody knows it in the chat. Nope. Oh, they're in it. It's you can turn it down a little bit. It's Mighty Switch Force or Mighty It is Mighty Switch Force 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mighty Switch Force 2.
I know that Bert
I think it
sound.
was a way forward.
Yeah.
This next song comes from Glitter Bubble 3.
Sounds like a... Wow. Well, like a Godzilla. Destroy all monsters, melee.
Let's just say that I have a special connection with the box.
It sounds familiar.
I didn't play it.
Alright. This sound now is making... That's like a rare trumpet. Is this rare? I think you're looking at me like I know. You have a special connection with the box? Wham, wham, wham. What system?
64.
This is not a rare game. That one note, this is good for 64 quality.
Is it licensed?
Yeah.
Is it a Batman?
Oh, I can hear a little Batman in there. What the hell? Like, why do you have? Oh, Doom 64. Yeah. Okay.
What's the story behind the box?
I used to have a giant Doom N64 box.
Oh, in your bedroom.
Yeah, like giant, huge.
Oh,
I
yeah.
said, why is that not
It
here?
was hanging above his headboard.
Why is that not here?
I don't
I
know.
want to go to my parents' house and get that today.
Well, I
I've
want to go to the
forgotten
mall
all
to the
about
antique store, so let's
Okay.
do that.
You want to go to the mall?
You know, that mall.
My mom invited me out to dinner.
This one comes from
Sorry.
Mikey3319.
Okay.
If I hadn't already said yes, I would go with you guys.
Well, we've been busy after the podcast lately anyway.
I want chicken. I want lasagna. I want chicken. I want
Oh, I imagine like a cat like in some ream with a captain's hat, like meow meow meow.
I envision that all the time.
I don't know. Stupid mom. Well, that's all I hear now. I don't know what this is at all. Oh, apparently I should. All right, Game Boy Color?
NES.
It is NES. It's not first party, is it?
No.
I'm going to guess Rygar. I know that's not right. I don't know. Go ahead. Guardian Legend.
Low G-Man.
Never played it, and I always guess it.
Yeah. Okay, so you didn't get Low G-Man. That's 9.
It's pronounced Loogie Man. Thank you.
Not Tom Sawyer, so that's 8.
Did you say Time Sawyer?
Not Shock Troopers, that's 7. And there's one. that
Yeah,
you
I know. Go back to it. We got 2 minutes
Pardon
until we're
me.
at an hour 30, so I can go back. I want chicken. Style Savvy?
No. If Nikki Hill was here, he'd have gotten it.
Trauma Center? Yes?
Trauma Center.
Oh, man. What does it tell you what part? It's gotta be like after a successful operation or something. That's not like operating music.
This is, let me see.
The patient's dead. He's
It's called
bleeding out
Gentle
right
Breeze.
now. Sure.
The patient died.
That's what Gentle Breeze. That's what you release when you die.
So I think that was 70, 80, 7 or 8.
Shao says, perfect game. We tried.
Sorry.
We've done worse. We've done
Sure.
way worse. That was a decent round, I think.
Great job.
Next week will be a perfect round. All right, well, let's actually end this at an hour 30. That never happens. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll have a regular show. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Hour 30. All right, after show. What was I supposed to talk about?
Oh, the thing you couldn't talk about. You know what you played. Is that it?
Oh, I can't talk about it, but yeah, there's a silly.
Did you ever have to pee so bad you get a chill?
It's a silly embargo.
Yes.
That just happened.
Like the Nintendo's embargoes are very strict. This obviously isn't a Nintendo embargo. It's so over the top. It's so over the top. And I won't say what game it is because that's not right. But hello Morisaki. I never said hello to you. Oh yeah, I'll talk about that too. This game has suffered some leaks this week because retailers were selling it before they were supposed to. Canadian Rambo says, "What is my favorite Splatoon ink color?" I like that green, the booger green. I think I'll go with that. Yes, it was a tough music week. You're right.
Yogurt green.
Yes. So back in the day when Doom 64 was coming out, our local GameStop, which was a Babbage's back then, had a giant N64 game box. Like it was the Doom 64 box. It's huge. And I was really good friends with the manager at Babbage's at that time. And I was like, hey, what are you doing with this when you're done promoting the game? And he said, we're throwing it out. And I was like, well, can I have it? He said, sure, you can have it. So I took it home, and it was like my prized possession. And now it's at my parents' house, and I was just thinking I should take it. I don't know why it's there. I should have it here. It's huge, like it's massive. It should be down here in this room.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call my dad right after this and see if he knows where it is. Yes, Babbage's. I tried to get the letters from Babbage's when they changed it to GameStop, but I wasn't allowed to take those. They said those had to be shipped back to corporate.
Oh, jeez.
Why? They also had like a little Charles Babbage plaque on the counter, and I was like,
their corporate headquarters that doesn't exist anymore.
I was like, can I have that? No, they need that back. They said, give me a break. They took it back and they like melted it or threw it away right away. I don't know. Pointless. All right, this show's done exporting. We had a little bit of time where the show almost died on us, but it came back. It came back and we did it.
Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, right. You know it, Rachel. All right, that's it. We're out of here. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. Play something and have fun. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.